First section is comprehension passage. Question number 1. What, according to the author, is the risk of falling into arguments with others? So when you fall into argument with others, what is the risk? What he's asking. Can you show me where is it? Arguments. Is this only? It's not necessary to be argumentative or confrontational. Confrontation means appearing face to face, like fighting. So it's not necessary for argumentative or confrontational. That can quickly build walls and become obstacle to any kind of productive communication. So if you argue, what happens? There will be walls between you. You are building walls, there are no bridges. It becomes obstacle. Obstacle means something is stopping you, a speed breaker. An obstacle to any kind of productive communication. So if you argue more, productive communication will be less. It will lower our prestige. No. It will suffocate free flow of ideas, maybe productive. It will represent as headstrong. Headstrong means egoistic. It will make people aggravated. Aggravate means intensify. So answer is second option. Do you know suffocate? If all the fans stop working for 5-10 minutes, then you feel extremely hot, suffocation. Imagine all the benches are full, all the benches are filled with all the students. Then lots of suffocation, you can't even breathe, you want to run away from here. That is suffocation. So it will suffocate free flow of ideas. What does the author mean by be goofy? Goofy means extremely crazy. Extremely crazy, extremely strange, extremely odd is called goofy. How many of you are goofy according to you? Sorry, I'm strange, I'm odd according to me. Nobody is strange. Goofy. Here, goofy. My suggestion, just be you. Whatever you happen to be today, be yourself. Whatever you do, be goofy. Let it all hang out, baby. You can't control what other folks think about you anyway. So can you control what other people are thinking about you? You can't control. So do whatever you want. Be in total control of the workplace? No. Do what you wish to do? Okay. Be influential even if at times rude in our approach. Be expressive and determined in your thought. To or for? Both okay, but let me read the context again. Is it related to communication or is it related to behaving? My suggestion, just be you. Be you means be yourself. Whatever you happen to be today. Ee roju ela undalanuntunna ala undandi. Be goofy. Let it all hang out. Baby, you can't control what other folks think about you anyway. If you have what you believe is a valid opinion about anything, express it. Now expressing. Suppose if the other person dress is not nice, you think the dress is not nice, you express it. Your dress is not nice. That's what he's saying. So answer 2 or 4. Fourth option, be expressive. According to the passage, had there been no original thinker, what would happen? Original thinker lekapoi unte emai undedi. Agar original thinker nahi ho to kya hota tha? Here, can you imagine what the world would be like if these types of individuals that had never existed, ఇటువంటి individuals ఒకవేళ ఎప్పుడు లేకపోయి ఉంటే ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయ్యి ఉండకపోతే then what would have happened? We would still all be huddled in caves wondering where our next will was coming from. ఒకవేళ ఇండిపెండెంట్ థింకర్స్ లేకపోయి ఉంటే ఖచ్చితంగా we all would be in caves only waiting for when my next meal will come. So human civilization would not have progressed. Yes. Human being would not have been influential. Corporate attitude would not have developed. There would not have been productive communication. 1-4. 1. According to the passage, which one of the following cannot be taken to be suggestion? Cannot be taken to be a suggestion. This suggestion kaadu. Don't fall into dispute. Dispute ante conflict, godava, allaru. So is he saying fall into argument, fall into fighting? Did he say? He said don't fall into. So this is said, but what we want cannot be said. Assert to yourself means tell something confidently, tell something with clarity of thought. Whatever you want to say, it is also mentioned. Try not to influence thinking of others. Don't influence thinking of others. Have independent thinking. Answer 3 or 4. Answer third one. Corporate attitude means what? Where is corporate attitude? Here. In the first paragraph, I realize that sometimes our work requires us to generally reflect the corporate attitude in the things we say and do. Sometimes what is he saying? Our work requires what? To reflect the corporate attitude. మనం చెప్పే దాంట్లో చేసే దాంట్లో కార్పొరేట్ యాటిట్యూడ్ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతూ ఉంటుందంట మన వర్క్ ఇన్వాల్వ్. సో కార్పొరేట్ యాటిట్యూడ్ మీన్స్ టు హ్యావ్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ క్రియేటివ్, నో. Feeling of cooperation orientation, maybe. Assertive in one's working, attitude of controlling workplace. 2 or 4. Corporate attitude and feeling of cooperation and orientation or attitude of controlling the workplace. మనం చెప్పే విధానంలో కానీ చేసే విధానంలో కార్పొరేట్ యాటిట్యూడ్ ఉంటుందంటే ఇట్ హెల్ప్స్ కీప్ ద కాయిన్స్ ఫ్లోయింగ్ ఇన్ అండ్ దేర్ ఇస్ సర్టన్లీ నో గుడ్ రీజన్ టు కంటిన్యూలీ బి బట్ హెడ్ జస్ట్ సీ హౌ మెనీ పీపుల్ క్యాన్ ఇంటెన్సిఫై టుడే. 2 or 4. A feeling of cooperation orientation or attitude of controlling the workplace. Answer the second option. What others are doing, you are also doing the same thing. If your team members are doing X, you are also doing X. That is corporate attitude in this context of the passage. General context we don't know, but here in this context, if everybody is going that way, you are also going that way. That is called corporate attitude. But what is he saying? Don't be into the corporate attitude, be independent thinker. That's what the passage is saying. Aggravate and intensify. Will rain be aggravated after some time by the time you leave? అర్థం కాలేదు క్వశ్చన్. విల్ రెయిన్ బి అగ్రవేటెడ్ బై ద టైమ్ యూ లీవ్? మీరు వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు విల్ ఇట్ బికమ్ మోర్? విల్ ద రెయిన్ బికమ్ మోర్? ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ యువర్ గెస్. అగ్రవేట్ మీన్స్ ఇంటెన్సిఫై, తీవ్రత పెంచడం. ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ద ఇంటెన్సిటీ ఆఫ్ సంథింగ్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ అగ్రవేట్. వాట్ మేక్స్ యువర్ బీపీ గో అప్? ఎప్పుడు మీ బీపీ పెరుగుతుంది? బీపీ లేదు కదా మీకు. ఎవ్రీ పర్సన్ హ్యాస్ బ్లడ్ ప్రెషర్, రైట్? సమ్ పీపుల్ హ్యావ్ మోర్, సమ్ పీపుల్ హ్యావ్ లెస్, అండ్ వీఆర్ లక్కీ యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ వీఆర్ అడల్ట్స్ ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ నో హై బీపీ, నో లో బీపీ. బట్ ఇన్ ద ఫ్యూచర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ some of us will get. So, aggravate, opposite meaning. Enhancement is the same meaning, but I want opposite. Enhance means increase, develop, improve. Rising also same meaning, opposite is soothe. Fourth option. I generally give this example. Have you ever fallen off the bike or a bicycle? Two-wheeler mundu kinda paddara. When you fall off, generally injuries happen on your elbows or knees. Imagine you came, after injury you came to the house and I was there in your house. What happened? I cleaned your wound and I brought some chili powder and I sprinkled the chili powder on the wound. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? ద చిల్లీ పౌడర్ విల్ అగ్రవేట్ ద పెయిన్. ద చిల్లీ పౌడర్ విల్ ఇంటెన్సిఫై ద పెయిన్. బట్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ చిల్లీ పౌడర్, ఇఫ్ ఐ అప్లై ద ointment will soothe the pain. That's the difference. Soothing, aggravating, opposites. Huddle. We would still all be huddled in caves. Scatter. Do you know scatter? After the class, you will be scattering. You will be scattered to your places. Disperse. Scatter means challa cheduruga padi undedanni kuda scattering antam. Separate, thick or collected, same meaning. Huddled is nothing but gather, general meaning. Answer fourth option, collected. Error location. Question number 8. Activists step up their demands for local autonomy last month. Last is the time indicator of which particular tense? Last and the past or present or future? Past. So activists stepped up. They stepped up their demands for local autonomy. The fox that have lost its tail would persuade others out of theirs. That and indicator that bole to kya hai? That means fox. Fox is singular or plural? So has. For I, we, you, they plural noun we take have. He, she, it singular noun we take has. The fox that has lost. అంటే ఒక ఫాక్స్ తన తోక టైల్ పోగొట్టుకుంటే అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ కన్విన్స్ అదర్స్ యూ ఆల్సో లూజ్ యువర్ టైల్. సో దట్స్ వాట్ ఇట్స్ సెయింగ్. Children have been routinely immunized against polio for 1958. ఫర్ ఎప్పుడు టైం పీరియడ్ వాడతాం, ఇక్కడ ఫర్ కాదు ఏం కావాలి, సిన్స్ 1958. ఫర్ ఈజ్ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ డ్యూరేషన్, టోటల్ పీరియడ్, ఫర్ 10 years, ఫర్ 20 years, ఫర్ 50 years ఇలా రావాలి. Since 1958, children have been immunized. The needle is 7 times smaller to the width of a human hair. Can you tell me the answer? Smaller? Smaller generally takes than. Smaller than the width of a human hair. Yeah, smaller than. The needle is 7 times smaller than the width of a human hair. Third option. Rearrangement of sentences. Can you tell me the order based on the number of years, centuries? I am just assuming randomly, marking later on. I will try to explain. 1760, 15th century, 15th century next, 16th century, next 15,000 BC, and last one 1765. Is this the order, or should I interchange these two? Let me read. Don't get confused. I've just randomly kept. I'm reading A. By the 1760s, the 13 British colonies contained 2.5 million people were established along the Atlantic coast of the Appalachian Mountains. So 1760s వరకు ఈ 13 బ్రిటిష్ కాలనీస్లో 2.5 million పీపుల్ ఉండేవాళ్ళు. వాళ్ళు ఎక్కడున్నారు అంటే ఈ అట్లాంటిక్ ఈస్ట్ కోస్ట్లో సెటిల్ అయ్యారనమాట. సో బ్రిటిష్ కాలనీస్. Look at B. The European colonization of the Americans began in the late 15th century. However, most colonies in what would later become the United States were settled after 1600. So 15th centuryలోనే యూరోపియన్ కాలనైజేషన్ అమెరికన్స్ స్టార్ట్ అయిందనమాట. అమెరికన్స్ యొక్క యూరోపియన్ కాలనైజేషన్ 15th centuryలోనే కాలనైజేషన్ జరిగింది. బట్ మోస్ట్ కాలనీస్ వేర్ లేటర్ బికమ్ ద యునైటెడ్ స్టేట్స్. దే వర్ సెటిల్డ్ ఆఫ్టర్ 1600. Now here we are talking about Americans, here British colonies. Numerous indigenous. Indigenous means native, local. How many of you are indigenous of Hyderabad? 1, 2. Means native of Hyderabad. So numerous indigenous cultures formed and many saw transformations in the 16th century. Transformation అంటే change, modification. సో చాలా నేటివ్ కల్చర్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఫామ్ అయ్యాయి, ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ జరిగాయి 16th centuryలో. అవే ఫ్రమ్ మోర్ డెన్స్లీ పాపులేటెడ్ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ అండ్ టువర్డ్స్ రీఆర్గనైజ్డ్ పాలిటిక్స్ ఎల్స్వేర్. కల్చర్స్ ఆఫ్ బ్రిటిష్ ఆర్ కల్చర్స్ ఆఫ్ అమెరికన్? Both are. Look at D. The history of the lands that became the United States began with the arrival of first people in the Americans around 15,000 BC. Definitely this is the first sentence. Why first sentence? 15,000 BC is long past kada. So ల్యాండ్ యొక్క హిస్టరీస్ ఎట్లా స్టార్ట్ అయింది అంటే యునైటెడ్ స్టేట్స్తో స్టార్ట్ అయింది విత్ ద అరైవల్ ఆఫ్ ఫస్ట్ పీపుల్ ఇన్ అమెరికాస్. అమెరికాస్లో ఫస్ట్ పీపుల్ రావడం జరిగింది ఎప్పుడు అంటే 15,000 BCs. అండ్ అమెరికా గురించి ఎక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేశాడు? వేర్ ఎల్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మెన్షన్? ఏనా బీనా అమెరికన్స్? It is mentioned in B. I am just keeping it, I am not sure. D is the first sentence. I am just keeping B like this. I am reading E. After defeating France, the British government. Where is Britons? Where are Britishers? A. So A, E, E, A. What should come? A, E na, E, A na. After defeating France and defeat Jesaka, British government imposed a series of taxes including Stamp Act of 1765, rejecting the colonists' constitutional argument that new taxes needed their approval. So it is AE or EA ante AE Britishers, DB Americans, AE Britishers. So my question is, where should C fit? C ekkada fit avali? Numerous indigenous cultures form ayyayi 16th century lo. So definitely 17th century తర్వాత వస్తుందా? నో. సో 16th century ఎక్కడ రావాలి? మిడిల్లోనా లాస్ట్లోనా? సో ద ఆర్డర్ ఈస్ డిబి సిఏఈ. దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఆర్డర్. We need to interchange the bold words wherever necessary according to the grammar and context. An article is any member of a class of reference. Reference words? Words already noun, referent maybe noun. A class of used words, okay. A class of phrases words, no. Class of dedicated words, yes. Dedicated words kani, used words kani, possibility is there. Any number of class of dash words that are used with noun phrases. Noun phrases correct. Noun reference, noun dedicated, noun used, noun phrases, no problem. C is correct. To mark the identifying ability of the, దాతరత ఏం రావాలి? Noun. Dedicated, is dedicated a noun? ED వచ్చింది అంటే V2, V3 or adjective? No. So where is the noun? Used phrases, reference. Phrases కానీ reference కానీ ఏది రావాలి? Dedicated, the reference, the dedicated. Dedicated words వస్తుంది కదా. సో AD. An article is any member of class of dedicated words that are used with noun phrases to mark the identifying ability ఉండాలి. ఇది రాంగ్ ఇచ్చాడు. Of the reference of the noun phrase. AD answer is third one. Anti-Semitism is hostility. Hostility అంటే శత్రుత్వం, hostility. Hatred, opposition. Opposition, hatred is hostility. Do you have any hostility with anyone in your hostel? Hostility in hostel with hostel mates. Anti-Semitism is hostility to, prejudice towards, considered to, positions to రాదు. Positions plural కదా, is positions రాదు. Is discrimination to, maybe, I'm not sure about it. Prejudice means partiality towards, or considered against Jews, positions against Jews, discrimination against Jews. You know discrimination? Opposing. So discrimination against Jews will come. A person who holds such position is called an anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is considered to be a form of racism. So B, D have to be interchanged. BD. Fog drip is water larger to the ground? No. Water occurs? Maybe. Water needles, water dripping. Do you know dripping? Anything falling in the form of drops is called dripping. Drops laga kinda padipotunte danni dripping antamu. Suppose you take a needle, you prick the needle to your finger edge. At the bottom of your finger you prick the needle and the blood dripping will happen. For example, knife cut happens, the blood oozes. Blood బయటికి వచ్చేది ఎక్కువ క్వాంటిటీ వచ్చేదని ooze అంటాం. Drop wise dripping. So water dripping, okay, but can I take larger here? Fog drip is water dashed to the ground during fog. It occurs absolutely correct. It needles, it larger, it dripping. B is absolutely correct. You can eliminate B. It occurs when water droplets from the fog adhere to the noun. This is also correct. Answer AD. Adhere to the needles or leaves of trees or other objects. Coalesce means combine into larger drops. AD, third option. Wrongly spelled or inappropriate word. Management increase seismological epicenter. Can you tell me the answer, please? Correct kada spelling? Seismo. SCIS MA kada? అలానే ఇచ్చాడు కదా. SIES నో. ఓకే, ఐ తీసేయాలా? వాట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ ఇన్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్ అవుట్? ఇది ఇలానే ఇచ్చాడా? సో ఆన్సర్ ఆర్ యూ షూర్? Can somebody Google it and tell me which one is correct? 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure. Answer. Second one, SCIS. Given one is correct only, right? As far as I know, SCIS only. This one correct? In your paper, is it given correctly or wrongly? You correct it. Magistrate members objections examination. Answer please. Magistrate, MAGISTRATE, magistrate. Breached aimed curbing program. Breach is nothing but break a promise. Break a promise is called a breach. Breaking a bond, breaking a commitment is called a breach. Have you ever breached the promise in your life? Men, you must have promised to your beloved, I will marry you. Have you ever breached that commitment? Breaching is that. Breaking. Slammed, hampering establishment territories. Hampering, PERING. E is missing in this. Hamper means there are two hampers. One is gift hamper, that is noun. Second one, hamper means slow down, prevent. Column 1, column 2. A gyre is any large system of circulating ocean currents, particularly water that are unable? No. Particularly those involved with large wind moments? Yes. Particularly weather. Particularly and specifically. Weather అనేది doubtful? No. So A possibility is there. It is a large system of circulating ocean currents, particularly those involved with large wind movements తో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయి ఉంటుందంట గైర్ అనేది. Plankton are the diverse collection of organisms found in water, found in those involved, found in weather digital. Found in water that are unable to propel themselves against current. అంటే ఏదైనా వేవ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు దానికి అగేన్స్ట్గా వెళ్ళవంట ఈ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్. సో B and D. Big cryptocurrency he's are raising concerns about లేకపోతే ఇది కరెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. They are raising concerns about economy, raising concerns about downfall, raising concerns about rupee devaluation. ఇట్లా ఉండాలి. Concerns about లేకపోతే you can pair CF. They are raising concerns whether digital currencies are safe to invest. Do we have AEBD? Fourth option. The microscopic scale is the scale of objects and events smaller than those independently using metabolic energy than those that can easily, I'm not sure, maybe AF, because microscopic scale, naked eye. It is a scale of objects and events smaller than those that can easily be seen by the naked eye. సో నేక్డ్ ఐతో ఏదైతే చూస్తుంటామో దానికంటే స్మాలర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ని చూసేదాన్ని మైక్రోస్కోపిక్ స్కేల్ అంటాం, మేబీ ఏఎఫ్. మొటిలిటీ మీన్స్ మూవ్మెంట్. మొటిలిటీ ఈజ్ ద ఎబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ అన్ ఆర్గనిజం టు మూవ్ independently using metabolic energy. Yes. BD is to move and radu. C. Liquid crystals consist of rod shaped molecules that slosh around like A and no. BD AF on the A E. AF is there, right? Yeah. Second one. The Cold War period of 1985-1991 began with the rise of Mikhail Gorbachev as General Secretary of the Communist Party of Soviet Union. Okay. The rise of that person as link arms, no. The rise of that person as impaired, no. Can I pair AD? A human chain is a form of demonstration in which people link arms or hands as a show of political solidarity. Is it human chain? People linking arms and forming a chain? Or a human chain is a form of demonstration in which people impaired breathing, trouble swallowing? No. B, E. Anaphylaxis commonly involves nausea. Nausea is nothing but vomiting sensation. Vomiting sensation and nausea. Do you get vomiting sensation whenever you travel? Bus journeys. Whenever you want window seat, you can pretend that I have a problem of vomiting, please give me window seat, or else I'll vomit on you. That fellow says, no, you vomit on me, but I'll not give. Then you create this. That's it, that fellow will come out. So nausea is that. Abdominal impaired breathing. Impaired ante restricted, damaged, restricted antam. Abdominal impaired breathing or trouble swallowing. So CF also okay. Abdominal impaired breathing. ADB, CF. CF on the ADB. So one or four majority. The army of the Potomac was the principal Union common outlet. Principal Union from Principal Union, the Eastern Theater. Principal Union common outlet or from the Potomac Islands into Chesapeake? Was from, okay. Mari into enduku vastundi? Into is used when there is some action. I'm pouring the water into the bottle. Action untene into vastundi. Action lekunda into, how will it come? And there is no action in A. Action emi ledu. A, E, no, maybe AD. Army was common outlet, the principal Union common outlet, such as into a river, bay. Idi kuda doubtful. Daite radu. The principal Union, the Eastern Theater. We are not sure about A. Let me read B. The Potomac River drains. Drain avutundannamata. Drain ante drying. Becoming dry, becoming weak is called a drain. The mid-Atlantic United States, flowing common outlet, flowing from Potomac Islands into Shakespeare Bay. Yes, flowing into B vastundi. Flowing the Eastern Theater, no. B, okay. A drainage basin is any area of land where precipitation ante top layer lo jarigedani precipitation antam, collects from కలెక్ట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ వస్తుంది కానీ ఇంటూ రాదు కదా. ఈస్ కలెక్టింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఓకే కానీ ఇంటూ రాదు. సో కలెక్ట్స్ ద ఈస్టర్న్ థియేటర్, నో. డూ వీ హ్యావ్ బిఈ? టేక్ ఫస్ట్ వన్. The airline was unable to give us a reason for the dash departure delay. Airline ఏ రీజన్ ఇవ్వడం లేదు. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గివింగ్ ఎనీ రీజన్ వై డిలే ఈజ్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. ఎందుకు ఆలస్యం అవుతుందో ఏం చెప్పడం లేదనమాట. ఇండివిజిబుల్ డిపార్చర్ డిలే. ఇండివిజిబుల్ మీన్స్ యూ కెనాట్ డివైడ్, నాట్ డివిజిబుల్. సో నాట్ డివిజిబుల్ డిలే. ఇన్విన్సిబుల్ అంటే అన్కాంకరబుల్, అపజయం ఎరుగని. A person who does not know losing, only winning. Invincible. Invisible means you can't see, not visible. So there was unable to give reason for the invisible departure. Invincible manushuలకు వాడతాం. Only for people we use this, not a delay. Invisible delay, inexplicable delay. Not explicable, not able to explain. Inexplicable means can't explain. Standard delay. So ఏదవుతుంది? They are not giving us the reason for the inexplicable delay. Saban never let an initial impression of a player dash him. ఇనీషియల్ ఇంప్రెషన్ ఇవ్వడు అనమాట. ప్లేయర్ యొక్క ఇనీషియల్ ఇంప్రెషన్ ఇవ్వడు. లెట్ డాష్ హిమ్ ఫ్రమ్ పర్స్యూయింగ్ ఆర్ మూవింగ్ ఆన్ టు అదర్ ఆప్షన్స్. అడ్వాన్స్, ఎంకరేజ్, ఎయిడ్, ప్రెక్లూడ్, లిబరేట్. అడ్వాన్స్ అంటే మూవింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్, ఎంకరేజ్ పాజిటివ్, అడ్వాన్స్ పాజిటివ్, ఎయిడ్ అంటే హెల్ప్, ప్రెక్లూడ్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ ఆడ్ మ్యాన్ అవుట్, లిబరేట్ మీన్స్ రిలీజ్. పాజిటివ్ 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 మీనింగ్ దిస్ ఓన్లీ నెగటివ్. ప్రెక్లూడ్ మీన్స్ ప్రివెంట్. Odd man out is the answer. And moreover, prevent only takes from. If you take encourage, aid, 2v1 is needed. He encouraged me to go for competitive examination. He encouraged me to score more marks. Itla vastund positive aithe akkada aa context. Prevent from, fourth option. We can provide a contract caterer who will be happy to. Tarde em ravali. V1 or noun, but after the blank. Your catering needs, already noun undi, so I need only V1. Ignoring needs, discuss needs, okay, V1. ED, no. V1, yes. Constant, if a word is ending with ANT, ENT, it is ANT, ENT తో end అవుతుంది, దాన్ని adjective అంటాము. Now, answer 2 or 4, ఈ రెండు మాత్రమే grammatically possible. Who will be happy to discuss your catering needs, or who will be happy to close your needs? Close your needs or discuss? Contract kabatti discuss, second option. That's all for now. Thank you for your participation.